Hey, what's up? So today I wanted to show you how you can multi-track record your VCV patch, both the audio and the Midi, and you can even add modulation and have it all quantized and in sync. You just need a couple modules for this. So for the audio, you have the Polyrec from Nysthi. This one takes 16 channels and saves it in a WAV file. And then the Midi recorder here from Shinawal is a 10-track polyphonic CV to Midi, but it saves it to a file, which is super handy. So you can do this with the free version of VCV, so you don't have to have your DAW running and mess around with the setup for having VCV connected to the DAW to record. And then it has this expander here, the Midi recorder CC, and we can record modulation or CV to Midi CC channels or tracks or whatever. All you have to do is have this attached to the side or touching on the right side here, and each one of these tracks will be connected. And if you need more than 5, you can just add another one. You can add as many as you need. So how does this work? So for the Polyrec, you put in a polyphonic audio signal here, up to 16 channels, and then in the right-click menu, you choose the destination file. And, just name this demo. And I like to activate all 3 of these here. Consolidate, save it in separated WAV files, and save in stereo. This is handy, so I don't have to do that later. And then you can adjust the bit depth. We'll put it on 24. And then input attenuation, I like to put this at -6 or whatever, just in case, so I don't get any clipping. And then here on the Midi recorder, all we got to do is select the file name. Let's call this demo as well. And then in here, turn off this start at first note gate. That way, when we hit record, it'll start recording the audio and the Midi at the same time, and it won't be out of sync. So you can set this up. The Midi recorder, it's the BPM. You can't adjust this. You can't. There's no way to set the BPM. That's because this uses the BPM standard from Impromptu. So you just throw that in the input and then set your BPM. Okay, so to set these up, I want to hit start on the record and the Midi recorder at the same time and be quantized to the BPM or the clock. Turn that on. We can use something like this, the trigger buffer from ML. I think it's ML modules. This one is pretty cool because we can throw the clock in here in the input. And let me get the scope here so you can see this. So I got the clock going in the input, and it won't send it through the output until we arm it with this button. So any input won't come out the output until this is armed, and it's a trigger. And it'll output once it's armed on the next clock and then turn off. This is great for putting things in sync. Let me get rid of this. So we can use the clock as our synchronization source. And whenever we arm it, we will start poly recorder. And at the same time, you want to start the Midi recorder. But the Midi recorder needs a gate, actually. So we can use the push module to trigger this hold whenever we hit the start button. It'll turn the gate on high, and then whenever we hit the stop, we'll turn it off. So we'll throw in another clock here, take this to the stop and back to the hold for the push. Now whenever we stop this, it'll both stop the poly recorder and the Midi recorder at the same time. And ML has another module, this counter, so that we can record a specific length of the track. So this one is pretty cool too. So we can take triggers in just like this clock, and this length will count all these triggers. Once we hit start, it'll start counting these incoming triggers, and once it reaches this length, it'll send a trigger out on the stop. So let's see. Oh shoot, I already deleted the scope. Let's bring this back. So it'll have a trigger at the start. I'll just make this red. And it'll have a trigger at the stop. So I'll set that. So when I hit start, you'll see a trigger on the red. And once it hits 10, you'll see a trigger on the green. Turn this off. So there's the start. And there's our stop. Pretty cool. And we can set this up so that whenever we hit start, it'll arm the trigger, and the next clock that comes in will send a start signal to the Polyrec, and also turn the gate on for the Midi recorder to start recording. And then once it reaches the length, it'll send a stop trigger. So we'll put this in this bottom buffer. So once it hits the length, the stop signal will come out, arming the buffer, and the next clock will send the trigger to the stop and turn off the gate for the Midi recorder. And there's everything in sync. Okay, so how does this look? Have this patch running. It's only got a couple of voices. So I've got my timing over here in a sequence from Tree from Bisset. It's sending the pitch information to Basil, which is this one here. And then also, this divider is sending a trigger to this, it's like a pad voice. And I'm using two pitches for this voice, so we can see the polyphonic input. So let's set this up. We'll load this as a selection file. This is the great thing about VCV. I can save this setup as a file. So it's the same thing. I just added some stuff so it's a little more clear. And then this, you know what, let me take the timing section here. Put this up here. Okay, so we'll take the BPM from our clocked module and throw it in here. So this will set the BPM on the Midi recorder. So it's running straight down here, and now it's already synced 97. And then our clock or quantize input, I'll just take from the clock. So these are the triggers that'll go through once we arm it. It'll synchronize these two. And then the trigger, I guess, would be whatever you want to set it to. I'm going to use this divided by 4 because that's 1 bar. So we'll throw that in here. And this is going to the counter trigger over here. Probably should turn up these cable opacity so you can see a little better. It gets kind of messy, so yeah, this trigger divided by 4 is going over here, and we can record, let's say, 8 bars of this patch. So for the Midi recorder, I'm going to separate this and take this over here. Oh, jeez. Down here to my voices. So for basal, I already have the pitch and gates broken out over here. So we can throw the pitch into the volt per octave in the recorder for track 1 and the gate that goes for it. And do the same thing for this pad. Throw it in here, and you can see it's polyphonic. It has got 2 voices. This gate, though, is only mono, so I'm not sure if that's going to work. I don't know if you need a polyphonic gate to go with both of these voices, because I'm triggering them both at the same time, so it doesn't really matter. We'll put this back up here. I guess we can record some arbitrary modulation. We'll just take something from here, and we'll throw that in basal. This isn't tied to anything, so we'll just see it in the MIDI file. And for the MIDI recorder CC, in order to change these values, you just right click and you can type in whatever CC value you want. I think it's it's something like 1 through 127. I don't know. So now we can take the audio. I always forget this part. You need to attach your audio, And here on the Mix Master, it has these poly direct outs. So it'll take all your tracks and output them from one output, all 16 channels. And I'm also using a send reverb here for both Basil and these these frogs from Omri. You can hear them in the background there. So I actually need another Polyrec, so I'll just duplicate this. Take another copy of the cables and then attach this to the auxiliary. So this will catch the send reverb. So all we got to do is in the right click menu, choose a destination file. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll just name this demo like everything else. In this one, make sure everything's still the same. Choose the file. Call this demo auxiliary. And then in the MIDI recorder, choose the name, demo. And now we can just hit start. And now it's done. And you can go and see we have the MIDI file from the MIDI recorder, the 3 tracks from this first Polyrec, and the auxiliary. So now I will just stop this and load up Reaper. And Reaper's weird. I don't normally use Reaper. I use Studio One, but it's still in beta on Linux, so I kind of have to use this. You can see this tempo is set to... Oh, wait. Actually, no, you can't see it because my face is in the way. Or my avatar. Where's my thing? Actually, turn this off. Uh-oh. I broke it. Uh-oh. I broke it. Where's my mouse? Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know what happened here. Where'd my mouse go? I broke it. Let me just go ahead and close this. And my mouse is still gone. What happened? Oh, man. Let's come back to the Reaper part later. All right. So we got Reaper loaded here, and here's the files from our recording. And I can just drop those in here. Expand the 11 tracks and then import the tempo. So here's our 2 voices, and then these are the empty tracks. We can get rid of those. And then we can add the audio. This is the first Polyrec. And the auxiliary, the reverb send. Throw that in there. And there we go. So we have the audio and the MIDI. Now this looks a little weird because it's not perfect. Oops. So this is basil. I can just type that in here, basil. And this is our freeze pad. So here on the pad, it missed that first note. But that's just because of when I press record. So you can probably quantize your start to go along with any long notes like you have this one here. I think it's, oops. Yeah, this gate for this pad is coming from a divided by 32 clock. So you could synchronize your start to like your longest voice if you wanted, or don't. Just ignore it. And it'll cut off too if it's if you have a weird timing. Jesus, Reaper just does not agree with me. And then here, basil, you'll see these tiny like non-notes, because this is a mono voice. You can see these little notes here, and they're really, really short. Like, I don't even think they're as long as a trigger. I can't even see them without the label. In Reaper, you can get rid of these, and other DAWs probably have something similar. So we can just go to filter, or view filter, show notes that pass the filter, select notes, and then note length. We'll leave this at 0 and then make something really short in here, like 1/128. And now all the long notes are gone and these fake notes are still visible, and then I can select them all and delete them and go back and remove the filter, and there we have it. And this should be lined up with the audio, but there's extra notes in here just because I'm using an AD function generator instead of like a ADSR or regular gates. So you can probably fix that by using something like a comparator. This and like a scope. Let's see here. So this function generator, we can give us a fake gate for the MIDI recorder just by taking this envelope, take a copy of this envelope, put it in the input of the comparator, set this threshold to 0, and then anytime the envelope triggers, it will go over 0, and we can just take this over output as our gate. So if I run the sequence, now we only get gates whenever the voice is actually triggered. But that's that. And that's how you can set up the recording. I will show you another example for drums. So I'll be right back. Hey, so I've got another example here. This one's for drums. This patch has a few drums in it. I'm using Unirhythm from Madzine, which is awesome. This thing is awesome. All the groove is coming from this. I'm not using the kick. I have just a kick from, what is this, AS? No, Autodafe. Anyway, I have these going through this little mixing submixer here with some panning, and I wanted to show how you hook these up to the recorder. So I have the same setup as before, just some extra stuff. I have I've got a drone, some noise, the drums, and an ARP. So up here I have the ARP, and here I have the drone, and I want to add the drums in this third channel here. So I already put in some of the modulation. This is just panning. These three is coming from Caudal here. The problem with Caudal is it's only bipolar, so -5, +5. I can show you here with the scope, which is fine for panning, but if we want to record it, we need unipolar voltage. See, it's going below 0, and if we record this, that'll just, anything below 0 is just going to get deleted. It'll just be a flat line. So I want both of these. I just want to push this up by 5 volts, and this add 5 from JW is perfect for this. So I'll take a copy of one of these. So you just put it in there and it adds 5 volts. So you can see, I'll make it a different color. Now it's the same, just only unipolar. And this is perfect for recording. So I'll get rid of that. So for the drums, you could take all the voices and merge them into a polyphonic cable and give it a pitch and the gates and velocity as usual, but Shinawal has this already done. Oops. In this module here called Drum Map. So I can throw all these voices right in here and then take the pitch info, the gate, and velocity and put it into this one row. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to take this down to my drums. Ugh. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, let me drag it over. Oops. Over here. All right. So we're just looking at this one right here. This drum map. So the kick drum is coming from this foundation, and the audio comes out of this output, and the gates are right here. So I'll take one of these gates, and this you can see right here it says velocity. Maybe you can see that, I'm not sure. I'll zoom in. So you have audio, gates, pitch, and velocity for each of these voices, and foundation is the kick drum. So I'll take another one of these for the velocity, throw it in here. These other voices are mostly ambient percussions, so they don't really fit with these naming conventions, and you can change these. They're based on general Midi if you just click on the name. you can pick a different instrument. I'm guessing this gives it a specific pitch in the MIDI file, but right now I don't care. So I'm just gonna throw the kick in here and throw this one into the snare and take this velocity. Take this one, velocity, this one, and velocity. Oops. And that is all of the drums. So I'll take this back. Oops. It's kind of sensitive. Let me drag it back up here with the recorder. And now these are all going to be combined into these three outputs right here. So I'll take the pitch, gates, and velocity right there. We'll set up the recorder real quick. It already has all the options set. -6, 24-bit, saving stereo files. So we'll just throw this in here and call it demo 2. I'll steal that. Do the same thing for the send reverb. It's in here, demo 2 aux. And the MIDI recorder we will set to the same thing. And now I will unmute the rest of these and record. Let's see what I have it set for 8 bars here. It's 2 bars, so we'll just record 2 of these. Let me start it. I have the start button tied to the run of the clock. So if I hit start, it should start playing. This. Load up Reaper. And here's our new MIDI files and audio. So I will drag this in. Now I have my voices. The MIDI. We'll delete these empty tracks. Drag in the audio. And the send. Let me go back to the start. Cool. And these here should be the drums. And of course that sample had no kick playing because I have this set up to occasionally reduce the density of the kick drum, so it's not always just kind of thumping away. So we got a sample with no kick, but here's all the other instruments. They have their velocities in here and that modulation. So if I open up these lanes, so we had panning for each of these voices. I put them on these numbers. I know there's a standard for panning. I think it's CC10, but I can't get individual panning. It would just pan everything with one CC lane, but you can see here that's the panning for one of the voices, and then the other one is something a little different, and the third one, pretty cool. And I had some other modulation set up in here, but that was it for the recording of the drums. So I'll just let this play a little bit. And hopefully that was helpful for you.